Hello friends, I'm Rick Beatty. I'm the Senior Minister here at Unity of Royal Oak in Royal Oak, Michigan. And it's an honor always for me to connect with you at this midweek time. I call it the midweek touch point or midweek connection. And I love the reading for today's daily word. First, I want to let you know that we're waiting for our first big storm of this whole winter. And we're supposed to get maybe 6 to 8 inches of snow here and a little bit north where I live. So it's kind of, I've always liked the storms. I remember my first Unity minister, Jack Boland, used to love a good storm. And I don't want anybody to get hurt. And I don't like to be out driving in it anymore, more than I have to. But now that I don't have to use the freeway to get home, I can go as slow as I need to, and I enjoy the way a storm can take a whole region and dump a whole bunch of snow quickly. Now we have lots of equipment to move it out of the way, but I remember when I was a young man, sometimes we would be blocked up for 2 or 3 days. Now it's, if we're not finished with it all in 8 hours, everybody's having a fit. Anyway, go to our website at unityroyaloak.org, and that's unityroyaloak.org, and my email address is ric@unityroyaloak.org. We're having some SSL security issues with unityofroyaloak.org, so they both end up in the same place. If you use unityofroyaloak.org, you have to click on the proceed to website anyway, and a lot of people don't want to do that. Now that business is out of the way, happy Wednesday to you. And I'm going to share with you today's Daily Word reading, and I do so with permission of Unity, the publishers of Daily Word. And by the way, if you don't get this little booklet, it's an amazing book to get. You can get it in a large print edition. You can get it digital, which I get. We get them, of course, paper ones here, the two months in one booklet format here at our center. And for Wednesday, February the 12th, 2025, the key word is smile. And it's impossible for me to say smile without smiling, it seems. And the affirmation is, when I smile at life, life smiles back at me. Breathe into that for a moment. When I first read that earlier today, it so resonated with me. When I smile at life, life smiles back at me. We could look at the reverse of that. When I frown at life, life frowns back at me. Or when I rail against life, life rails against me. It's not personal. It's simply the outforming of the law of mind action, or the law of attraction, however you understand the concept, that thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. Because you establish in yourself a consciousness, and out of that consciousness springs like unto itself. Esther Hicks says, like unto itself is drawn. Everybody has some different words, but it's all the same stuff. Anyway, when I smile at life, life smiles back at me. Throughout each day, I remind myself how easy it is to smile. We've all heard that it takes more muscles in your face to frown than to smile, so that obviously it's easier to smile. The mere act of smiling, regardless of my mood, makes me happier. Try it sometime. As you move through a grocery store, smile at people. I've had people look at me like, who is this guy? And maybe we're a little creeped out, but I just smile, say hi. Great shoes, pretty glasses. You look great in that outfit. Why not? No matter where I am or what I'm doing, I can always find time to smile. Smiling helps me feel optimistic, light, and joyful. Again, I invite you to try this. Don't take my word at anything, because I try these things, and if it doesn't work for me, I won't teach them. Smiling is contagious. You can check that. If you go to a room and you know how the room is, if the room is kind of down and you go in and you're a positive person, you've got energy that smiles, you can lift the room. I've done it many, many, many times in my life. Conversely, do you know of someone, and they could be man or woman, Debbie Downer, Donnie Downer, they come into a room that's very happy and they're just down and all they do is talk about negative things and grouse and fuss. Pretty soon they'll pull the room down. So choose, you get to choose every day. And all of us, we get to choose many times a day. Smiling is contagious. Making a simple, heartfelt connection with another plants seeds of friendliness and compassion. When you smile at somebody, you create a connection with them. If you smile at them and they smile back, you've just at least acknowledged that you're both human beings. It helps people feel seen and valued and will likely prompt them to keep smiling so more and more people feel the same way. A smile is a balm for the soul and a blessing for all those in its path. My awareness of God's presence brings me deep joy and keeps a smile on my face. When I smile, life smiles back at me. The Bible verse for today is from Acts 2:46 and 47. Day by day, as they spent much time together in the temple, they broke bread at home and ate their food with glad and generous hearts, praising God and having the goodwill of all the people. And it's my prayer that God writes these words in our hearts. So as I said, we're getting ready for our first big storm. I'm going to finish and upload this recording and make one stop on the way home, and I'm going to be home. And I think I'm going to make chicken soup tonight. So it seems like a good night for chicken soup. We're playing some music from, I think it's Nature's Conservancy. Hang on, in the background. And I like it because it's copyright free. And this one has waves in the background. In a minute I'll turn it up so that you can hear those. I've just got to find where I launched it from. This is called Meditation, 432 Hertz, Meditation and Relaxing Music from the Nature Healing Society. So it's music that they create and allow people like me to use as background for meditation. And to meditate is to simply turn away from the outer to the inner. It's a redirection. There's always going to be drama and trauma going on in the world around us. There always has been. Go back thousands of years, it hasn't really changed. The magnitude of our disruption of the planet is intensified because we have bigger weapons and more powerful weapons and lots of science, but this is not a new thing. So how do we live through it? How do we smile in the midst of stuff that really, really troubles us? And it doesn't mean we deny it. It means we release the power of the external world to control us, to control our emotions. And it may at first. Don't sidestep your emotions. That creates a system that is known in New Thought, in metaphysics, as toxic positivity. People who are fake positive. You know, the person, when you say something to them and they're looking like they just lost their mother, and you say, hey, is everything okay? And they go, oh, I'm fine. Lifeless, blank stare, I'm fine. Freaked out, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. That's what I think that fine means. Learned that long ago. It still makes me smile. Smile. Smile at yourself. When was the last time you smiled at yourself? As I record this, I'm smiling at myself. When I first started recording myself 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago now, it was very odd. Now it's just like norm. In fact, I'm thinking about starting a podcast, but I'm going to make a little studio in my home office to do that. Anyway, to meditate is to turn away from. So let us just do that. First, scan your body. Just check and see if you are carrying any tension anywhere. And allow the music to begin to lull you, to speak to you, to call to you, to come closer. To meditate is to spend time in the divine presence, consciously, in communion, if you will, to celebrate the common unity. Because Christ is in us, Christ in me, my hope of glory, the I am of me, the source of the 12 powers or 12 aspects of consciousness. With every breath, become a little bit more relaxed. Again, as you notice any tension in your body, you just invite it to flow away. And let's spend just a few moments in the stillness and with the music. If anything you hear disturbs you, allow it to be a simple reminder to turn away from the noise and to turn within. We turn away from the noise of the outer world to the inner world, which can be peaceful, no matter what is going on around us. With every breath, allow yourself to be more relaxed, more open. More aware, more aware of the connection we all have to each other and to all of life. And I invite you to call to mind any concern you have, any place that could use some prayer energy. Prayer energy can positively realign the energy around us. Maybe you know someone who's having a physical challenge. I'm thinking of dear friends, both named Susan, two of them today, who are having some dealing with some stuff. I'm also thinking of my dear friend Eileen, who's had a small miracle and is healing. So just call to mind the person or the situation, the circumstance. It could be you have a concern about the politics of our country, of our world, of whatever it is. Doesn't matter what it is. Call it to mind and let's do some prayer work. Let's start with the beginning. And pray with me. Father, Mother, and everything, God, we give thanks as always, for your presence within us as the very life in us. And we give thanks for the people, highway department workers, police, first responders, all getting ready for the approaching storm. We know, God, that there will always be another storm, and communion, this communion of meditation, is one of the things we do to be prepared for the storm, to be centered and grounded in you. We take just a moment just to know that for ourselves, to bless ourselves, and to share a smile, our smile, communicating love and light, healing, appreciation, connection to all around us. Today we choose to smile. We choose to smile in light and in love, trusting that we'll get through whatever's ahead, because we always have, and we always will. For these truths we give thanks. For this time together we give thanks. For the technology that allows us to share these meditations, we give thanks. As we let it be, and so it is. Amen. My dear friends, we appreciate your support financially and energetically that allows this work to continue. That we are allowed to share practices and principles that can transform life if we do the work. Whatever you're doing, as you experience this time, this meditation, know that the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. All is well. We bless our nation and our world, and I bless you. Namaste.